Hello everyone, welcome to the very last episode of Tides of Change Season 3. Can you believe it?
No!
I'm Li Jianhua from
fast.
CGTN.
And I'm Turbine from CGTN. Currently, we are in Nantong City in Jiangsu Province, which is located on China's east coastline. And what's special about it is it owns China's biggest wind farm by capacity.
Yeah, and today we'd like to bring you to a wind farm. We'd just like to end it there, and it falls in line with China's effort to peak its carbon emissions by 2030.
Of course.
Yeah, what's your impression?
Well, there are three words I want to say. First thing is a windmill. And secondly, it is clean. And thirdly, is inexhaustible.
Inexhaustible,
yes.
And it's clean, it's environmentally friendly. So I think that's a very good summary
and
of
yes,
wind farm. And today,
yes, as we talk about windmill, what comes into our minds is the big fans, the big blades of the windmill. And today we're so lucky to be here because we can have a closer look to all the components.
Yeah, of course, without further ado, let's go. And behind us in the background,
guess what this is?
I'm pretty sure that many of viewers were wondering what that was.
This is gigantic, isn't it?
This is gigantic, and this is actually a wind turbine blade.
Can you believe it?
Can you believe it?
It looks quite small.
It is so long. I don't think it can fit into this framing. It is around 91 meters long, and this is not the biggest one.
So how long is 91 meters long?
91 meters long. I think that is the length of a football pitch. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The length of a football pitch is around 90 meters to 120 meters. So this is quite long.
This is really long, and this is the first time for me feeling it. So
how does it feel?
It's a little bit rough, I have to say. I think there is some kind of insulation material on the surface probably.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm so impressed. Whenever it comes to a wind farm or wind turbines, what comes to my mind is usually a beautiful landscape.
Yes.
When you drive on the motorway in northwest China or along the eastern coastline of China.
But this one is special because it is a offshore wind farm.
It's coastal.
Yes, it's coastal. It is using the wind energy on the sea.
On the sea, wind energy on the sea. And if we are looking at this from above, you can see a wind farm, and it's covering a wide expanse of area over there. And of course, today, if you want to know more about a wind farm or wind turbines, well, please be joined by our guest today. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Tian. 田老师你好。
你好，主持人。你好。
Would you like to say hi to our viewers around the world? 跟我们的全世界的网友打一声招呼。So
Mr. Qian is an expert. He will explain whatever questions we have for today's live streaming.
Of course, and Mr. Tian is the port manager, and basically this is a port, and of course all of the turbine blades and the towers will be shipped to the middle of the sea, and we have some colleagues over there, and later, okay, they are going to show us more, but we would like to start from this port, something really basic. I would like to tell you some basics. Okay?
Yes.
田老师，我们刚才的话一直在说这个枫叶，这个枫叶大概有91米长嘛 ？Is this around 90 meters long?
对，差不多。
So is this a basic length of a blade? 这是一个平均的长度吗？是。
对，这是东方电器的91米叶片，是我们7兆瓦的叶片。
So the power is 7 megabytes.
7 megawatts.
Megawatts, sorry.
Yeah, I know that is a very different terminology.
Yes.
Okay, so it is 7 megawatts. What does it say actually? Can you tell us more about it? When it comes to 7 megawatts, can you break it down for us? 就是它是7兆瓦的话，大概是多大的一个发电量呢？
兆瓦它是功率，就是7兆瓦功率的。
Okay, so basically that's the rate of power, right? Okay.
Yeah. So I have another basic question. So generally we see that each, like the wind turbine has 3 blades. So why 3 is the chosen number for the blades?
That's an interesting question.
Yes, it is. I've been always thinking about why this is the case. Yeah.
他说为什么我们的风电站呢？每个机器都有3个叶片？
它这个是一种经济性的设计，从它的稳定性、经济性，等等综合考量的。
So there are 2 reasons. First, cost efficient, and second, it is stable.
Yeah,
so
of course.
This is the reason They have 3 blades on each wind turbine.
Yeah, of course. And if you have 4, and then it's a waste of more material, and it is not that efficient.
True,
Okay,
true.
it's not that cost
Okay,
efficient.
let's talk while we go to the.
The tower. We're going through the tower. I would like to see how, because we're talking about all of the wind turbine blades and towers will be shipped to the middle of the sea, and this is how it works. 就这个地方就是我们每天怎么样把它所有的叶片啊，包括这个塔筒运到海中央的一个码头，是吧？
对对对。
那这个码头还有什么其他的功能吗？What other functions does this port have?
这个风电母港呢，它是我们环港作业区的风电产业园的一个配套设施。
So this port is an affiliated facility for the whole wind production industry park.
我们知道这个如东地区的沿海的海上风电建设规模还是比较大的。从16年以来，我们的总的装机总容量达到了将近1000万千瓦。
哇！
所以如东县呢，它有这个中国风电第一县的称谓。
Okay, so Rudon is a county that owns really abundant wind energy, and since 2016, the construction started, and so far it has over
1000万
10 million.
1000万
yeah 10 million megawatts
By capacity.
by capacity.
Wow,
of
that is
wind
huge.
turbine. Yeah.
Yeah, and now in the camera you can see some blades. Okay, some wind turbine blades over there, and many of them are being shipped over there.
因为我们这个如东县的这个风电建设规模比较大，所以呢也是吸引了大批的风电设备的生产厂家企业到我们如东来落户，就近生产。那么
So the construction scale is very big. So it is also attracted some other enterprises like production
Coming over here.
coming over here to build up a whole industrial line of the wind energy production. Yeah.
那么这个风电母港呢，它主要的作用呢，就是连接我们陆上生产厂家以及这个海上机位、海上的这个建设厂当中的一个桥梁，起到一个桥梁的作用。
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it serves as a bridge, right?
Yes.
As we said,
connecting.
yeah, this is a
the
port.
wind farm over.
Yeah, transporting all the wind turbine components to the sea.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the tower bridge. That is tower crane, and we're going there. 这就是我们平时会用的这个塔吊，是吧？
对，门座式起重机。
Then, so when it comes to the wind power generation, how much does it account for the overall electricity supplies in the county? 就是它这个风电呢，它对于整个如东地区来说，它占比有多少呢？
风电这一块的占比，这个数据不太能够提供的非常准确。因为我们这边它的主要的那个作用呢，就是一个装卸转运的一个功能。主要是这一块。
Okay. So it is all about assemblage and also about transportation here.
Yeah.
But I heard it has a huge potential. So what do you see? So what are the advantages of wind farms or wind power generation? 就是整个的风电的话，它的优势是在哪里？
风电呢，近期在我们国家发展的速度还是比较快的。风电呢，它有很多，相对于它作为一个清洁能源啊，它有很多的优势。相对于其他的这个，包括像水电之类的。它呢是不占用土地，像海上风电这一块，它不占用土地。它的风能啊是永不枯竭，它的建设维护的成本要远远低于水电的建设。它的作用还是比较大的。
So it is renewable in general, and it doesn't occupy too much land, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's easy to maintain it. It's low maintenance. That is why it is so efficient.
Yeah, and I have a question that why Rudon is the chosen one to build such a big wind farm. 就为什么如东县会成为一个如此大规模的海上风电场的这个选址？
首先，如东地区它有比较长的海岸线。
First of all, Rudon City has a long coastline.
有非常充沛的这个风力资源。
It has abundant wind resources.
另外呢，我们如东县政府呢，对发展绿色能源经济啊，也是非常的重视。
And the local government really pays much focus, pays much attention, gives much support to wind energy production industry.
Wow.
是这样子啊。
Yeah, and this is the tower crane. Now we are
Under
it.
this crane,
Yeah, and
it's
we'd
big.
like to climb on it to see how it works and to see how the wind turbines and the towers are being shipped to the sea.
Yes.
Okay. 我们现在可以上去吗？现在是可以的。
您能带我们上去吗
Okay.
谢谢您。
Here we go. Another time.
Yeah.
Yesterday I went to a shipbuilding company and it was all about climbing up and down the stairs.
How did it feel? It feels the same.
I'm a bit of afraid of heights, but this is not too high. I hope. Okay.
This one is, I think, about 10
10.
something.
I think that is around 10 or 15
Meters high.
meters above the ground. Okay. Now let's go.
This is the first floor, and I'm
This is
coming
the
to
first
second
floor.
one.
Okay, we need to come to the second floor. And now I
finally,
can just see, I can see
we
the
got a platform.
sea view from here already.
Wow. This is
Almost
amazing.
there.
It's always amazing to see anything from above.
Okay. Wow. So from here, we can see a vast expanse of water over there, and there's some ships are docking here, waiting to be loaded.
So what are
这些船
these?
在上面。
这些是什么东西？
这是我们的作业完毕的货船，在港区，
船上是什么呢？
在港区内等待去前往作业场作业。
OK。
船上呢，你看像这个白色的，这个呢我们叫塔筒，黄色的呢叫套笼，当中呢有一段黄色涂装，那个是单装，就是我们那个风机的一个基础。
Okay, so the white base that we can see are called the wind turbine tower. And the yellow cage, we can see it is called a cage actually,
Yes,
basically.
a
That is
cage.
used to stabilize the wind tower. And what is that in the middle? 在那中间那个黄色的有点锈迹的是什么？
这就是单装。
单装。
对，有这个锈迹没有做涂装的它这一段呢就是打在海底。
Oh, I think that is the base. So that is basically the foundation of it.
Under the
Yeah,
sea.
it is not painted or galvanized because it will be installed in the seabed.
Yes.
Okay, wow. So how many times actually do you ship all the wind turbine components to the sea? 就我们一般的话，每天要几次呢？经常会往那边去送吗？
当然，这个是根据海上作业风场作业量的一个关系。像这个从今年3月份开始，我们码头就开始非常繁忙。因为呢正好是遇到了我们海上风电建设的一个抢装潮。是因为我们国家呢对这个风电的补贴政策有一些变动。所以呢很多的企业就加快了这个生产建设速度。我们的码头呢，年设计吞吐量是80万吨。但是从今年的3季度，我们已经做到了198.6万吨，远远超过了它的设计吞吐。
Well, that is a huge number actually. Yeah, so it is actually a quite busy port, and they ship the components to the sea on a regular basis, especially starting March this year because of the government support. You know, China has been vowing to peak its carbon dioxide emissions by 2030 and also its scheme of carbon neutrality for 2060. So it's going to be something big, right?
Yeah.
And that is why it has been developing really fast over the past months.
Yes. So I have another question that this kind of facilities are said to be very clean and eco-friendly. Does it have any like impacts to local environment, local ecology? 就是像这样的这种设施，我们都知道它是清洁能源，它是非常环保的。那它会不会对周围的环境产生一定的影响？就是这也是我们比较关心的一个问题。
这个是会有的，因为风电在这个运行过程当中，它会产生一定的噪音。
It produces, yes, there is inevitably has some kind of noise. Yeah.
它在建设过程当中也不可避免的。会对它的建设的厂的水质以及周边的一些生物，尤其像鸟类、鱼类，都会造成一定程度的影响。
It is inevitable that the construction of the wind farm will bring some impacts to those animals and other kinds of plants.
Yeah, and the surroundings, especially over there, we can see that is the intertidal region. Okay, and we can see a lot of wind turbines up there. So in the construction, you know, during the periods, there should be some environmental impact. But
why we are still like in constructing such kind of
yeah, that is what I wanted to
Yeah.
ask. Why are we
我们为
still
什么
doing
还在
it?
就是它有这样的影响，我们为什么还在对这种风电设施进行如此大规模的建设？
这种影响对环境的对环境的影响啊，相对于它所产生的正面的作用来说，那是我们是可以接受的。
Okay. So it is. There were more pros than
Yes.
cons, apparently, right?
Yes,
So it
yes.
will have some environmental impact.
So I
but the
believe
thing
in the
is-
long term we will
Yeah.
see the benefits of the wind farm. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's more cost efficient. So you know, when it comes to energy or electricity supplies, and now the largest proportion is still coal burning, right? And it accounts for around 70% of power generation in China right now. So it is actually on the rise when it comes to wind power. It accounts for around 7% of power
So
generation in China.
Can we expect more in the future?
Yeah.
现在我们刚刚说，现在风电其实占全国的这个电能的产量的7%，今后我们对它会增加吗？这个比例？
一直在持续增加。从这个我们政府的这个碳达峰、碳中和这个要求来说，会逐渐的增加这个清洁能源的这个使用量，逐步的就是更多的、更尽可能的去替代我们的火电。
So the amount of the wind farm construction will keep growing, and it will keep utilizing wind power energy because it's clean, and this is very environmental friendly. Yeah.
So it is growing, of course. It keeps growing, especially given that China is working really hard to lower its carbon emissions.
Lower. Yes.
Okay.
But what are the difficulties when it comes to the wind farm construction? 那在建设海上风电的这个相当于这个风电场的时候，有什么样的困难吗？
海上建设风电呢，困难还比较多的。
There are
它
actually
受
some
这个海
difficulties.
上气候条件的影响。
It has to it has some impacts by the climate on the ocean, yeah, on the sea,
以及这个水面作业和水下条件的地质的影响。
and the condition of the sea water and some
The construction side.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
So in the sea and also in the seabed. So
Yes.
还有这个海上作业的这个工程，工程设备。
Quite a number of difficulty in building such wind farm. Yeah.
So yeah, because in general you use like ships and also some other facilities like the tower cranes we're on right
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
and the gantry crane, and also the port management and some other facilities involved. It is more difficult when it comes to coastal wind farm over there.
So the
Right.
power produced here, generated here, will be used only in Rudon County, in Jiangsu Province, or into the inland of China. 就是像这里产生的这些能源，会只在如东县或者是在江苏省这个使用嘛？
目前呢，像这个风电还是就近使用的比较多，因为它还是考虑到这个
It has been mostly used in nearby regions.
In this area.
Yeah, that's Rudon County and Jiangsu Province.
Yeah. So after this question, when it comes to the construction in the sea over there, we know the turbine, the wind turbines actually. I know the material is glass fiber, but what we do to make sure that the erosion from the sea or from some other elements can be lowered? 就是我们有什么样的措施能够减少对这个风电设施的损失呢？因为它这个海上的这些腐蚀还是比较大的，是吧？
你是这个损失是指
就是它腐蚀，它是有一些材料是吗？
海上风电海中有一些各种各样的离子呀，会不会对我们的这个材质有所腐蚀？
这个意思。这个是在我们风电的厂家在设计的时候就考虑到这些了，通过这个采取的材质，这个表面涂层等等方式来进行，防止海上的这个锈蚀、腐蚀的一些侵蚀。
So there is some insulation material already on the surface, painted on the surface to prevent from the erosion in the sea.
Yeah.
Okay. That is amazing actually. Quite a view from here. As I said, when it comes to a wind farm, it's usually about a beautiful landscape. It's so fairy tale-like.
Especially this time we
legendary.
come to an offshore
Yeah.
wind farm.
It's a little bit misty today, so it adds this tinge of mystery to it already. Okay, thank you so much, Mr.
Thank you
Tian.
so much, Mr. Chen.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time.
And our colleagues.
So, of course, our colleagues now are in the sea, so have been talking about like the construction of wind turbines. Actually, it is more difficult than we thought.
Yeah.
So it is a beautiful view, of course,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
when it comes to the construction effort, it's a different story.
And also, the construction effort is a different story. The transmission effort is also a different story. So our colleagues Yang Xinmeng and Zhao Yunfei are currently at a wind turbine booster station
Yeah.
to have some more interesting findings.
Let's see what they have over there.
All right, we're in the middle of the sea, literally right here in the middle of the ocean. I'm Zhao Yunfei.
Hi guys, I'm Yang Xinmeng.
Yes, so actually this place is a little bit cool. I mean, you can see the water right down underneath us.
Wait, are you shaking?
Kind of.
I was wondering why this platform is a little bit shaky right
I
now.
don't have that power actually.
Okay, let's
let's
go
get
on.
rid of
Yeah.
here. But this view is really payoff.
Fantastic.
If you look at where we are and look at far away, this is such a beautiful place. You can see a forest of wind turbines, and there are actually thousands of them. And in fact, just in this area, about 20 companies are just doing the wind farm industry.
Yeah, and actually we are on a wind farm booster station by one of the companies here. It's called China Huaneng. It owns 150 wind turbines in total, which makes it the largest wind farm, offshore wind farm in Asia. And do you know what does it mean to have 150 wind turbines?
Obviously, energy saving.
Yeah, it can save the emission of the carbon dioxide by 1.46 million tons a year. And actually, you know, those 150 wind turbines spinning a year, it can generate enough electricity for 1 million households. That's the size of a small town for 1 year.
Wow, think about that. Well, at the same time, this is part of China's effort to reach its goal of 2030,
Yeah.
saying that the non-fossil fuel consumption will reach 25%, about 25%, and that's a significant achievement. At the same time, just last week, China's State Council has released a specific plan saying to further improve the wind farm energy industry and improve the infrastructure on the sea.
Yeah, and actually the wind energy is currently the third major energy source in China.
Wow. And also, given the fact that this kind of industry, China's strength in this is actually make it ranked number 2 in the world, ranked number 2nd in the world in terms of wind capacity. And also, just last year, the infrastructure development, thanks to the infrastructure development, the entire China's entire wind energy industry has contributed half of the capacity through the entire world.
That's really, really impressive. And we are here today on this booster station. We're going to show you how the electricity come from the wind turbines to the booster station and all the way to the shore. So how we're going to use and boost the voltage of the electricity.
Okay, so now we actually have come to the platform, so
We are
we need
safe
to.
now.
We're safe now. We can take our safe life jacket.
You just stopped
off.
shaking, right?
I'm still shaking. All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks. All right, let me introduce.
better.
Let me introduce our guest today, Mr. Tang Cheng, and he's the manager over here. So, 唐老师给我们介绍一下我们现在所在的这个位置。
哦，这边是我们华能如东八星角海洋风电场的一个南区下站。这个下站呢设计是有3层结构，第一层呢是那个电缆层，然后2、3层是设备层。这个下站吧，海洋下站它的尺寸是33乘以22米，然后总重量是2200吨。
Oh, so this is the booster station, and it's very heavy and it's very tall. 三层是吧 3 stories, three floors building in total.
We are on the first floor now.
But this is still, comparatively to the wind turbines, is still very, very small.
Yeah. So we're like really a baby right now.
Yeah.
That wind turbine, that one wind turbine can be as high as 30 floors.
Yeah, 30
stories
stories building. Yeah. 所以这个升压站的主要的作用是什么呢？
它这边是通过给你看到，就通过把我们风机发出的电能，然后汇集到这边以后，通过海缆和进行升压，所以过后我们可以看到这边就是
So it actually,
对
it boosts the voltage of the electricity generated by those wind turbines, and so that it can mitigate the loss
of the power,
losses
yes.
between a wind farm, offshore wind farm, and the national grid connection point.
So this is a cable.
Yeah.
But the cable is
6
very
cables.
special. It's a submarine cable, so it's a little bit different than your cable at
Came
home.
from under the sea.
A cable that connects where we are standing through those wind turbines.
So the electricity will come through these cables from under the sea, and it comes all the way up to the second floor of this booster station, and it will be boosted there, the voltage, and then will be transmitted to the shore.
所以今天我们是其实就是这个电缆从这里进来到这里出去大概是有多少的电伏差？
这边进来以后，就是它就是325，就我们风机发出的电是690伏，然后通过5到7台风机一个单元，然后通过35千伏海缆，然后到我们这个海岸站，然后过会儿我们就会到我们那个它的第一站，叫35千伏开关室。
Okay, so I have a question first. So how far is it from the shore? We know that like the booster station is about 23 kilometers away from the shore. 那我们这个电缆传输的话，它这个电要海下要铺设多长的电缆才能到达岸上呢？
哦，是这样的，从我们这边南区这个3家站是有2根110千伏的，要19.2公里。
So more than 19 kilometers long to transfer the electricity from here to the shore.
And he just said that the wind turbine can generate 690 voltage of electricity, and over here there's 35,000 voltage.
35,000.
So there's already one layer of power boosting
So
already by the
wind
turbine. And over here we'll do an even greater boosting of the electricity
That's
voltage.
upstairs,
That's
so we can
upstairs.
go up and check.
对，我
where
们
it's
到
going.
我们2层的设备层，看一下。
So
That would be so cool. Climbing stairs in the middle of the ocean.
You just did it there.
I mean, that's outside, but
This
let's
is
do more
safer for
adventure.
you,
This is
right?
safer place. Yeah. Wow.
Hey,
Exercise.
It's warmer here inside.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, we've arrived at the second floor.
So that's the second floor.
This is where all the facilities, the equipments are located.
I probably won't understand anything. This is so high tech, but we'll try to understand how things work over
And
here.
we'll try to explain.
Yeah. So this is 这里是开关室。
这是35千伏开关室，就是从刚才那个我们的海缆，然后汇集到这边，过后我们来看一下这个一个系统图，给大家
So
看一
over
下。
here they can switch on the 35,000 voltage electricity transmission.
Oh, so
Look
this
at
is
that.
a systematic map they have here for all the turbines and all these facilities, equipments.
So each small thing over on the very left side is one turbine.
Yeah.
And let's
So
say
they
1,
have
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
36 in total, and then they have grouped them into 6 different groups. So 5 to 7 turbines will be one
group.
And let's just say here
There are 7. There are 7 turbines coming
7
to
turbines, and they are combined, coming to number
317?
313.
313.
313.
313.
Do we
So
have
where's
313
313?
here? 我们这有没有313柜啊？
在这边，
Okay.
Oh.
That's 313.
Look.
So it's this special guy controls 7 turbines.
Yes.
Wow. 所以这是干什么用的呢？
它就是我们从海上风机组，然后汇流到这边来，它通过这个开关进行控制、开断，然后过会儿嘛，我们还会到 下面那个主变压器进行升压。
所以那个电我可以这样理解吗？那个电进来，从那7个风机的电先进到这里，由这里来控制。
对，在这边进行开断。
So the
this
power
is the first step.
the power from the 7 turbines will actually come to this station, and there's a switch on and switch off. The reason why they would do the switch is because wind is an intermediate power. Sometimes you got very strong wind, sometimes you got no wind. So you don't have consistent sources, and that's the same time. If you don't have consistent sources and you combine it to the general grid, the power grid in general, that will really hurt
it will be
the system.
Yeah.
So that's why they need a switch on and switch off over here. All right.
But you know, actually, the East Coast line right here in Rudon County is pretty steady comparing to other places.
It's already very steady.
Yeah. There's no typhoon, and the waves is relatively smaller here. Yeah, which makes it a perfect place, a better choice for constructing all these wind turbines here.
So in tradition, the way of thinking, I think that the places with a very strong wind will be perfect place to generate
It's actually harmful
wind.
for the wind
It's
turbine.
harmful, yeah. Okay. Sure. 我们能看看接下来的那个让更高的电幅的。
那是接下来我们到那个主变室，大家看一下。
That's the second step to boost the voltage again.
So that
Place
is
we're going.
the place. Should be the place we boost the voltage. Okay, come on in.
Ooh, this looks gigantic.
Wow. I can hear the sound.
Yeah.
The sound of boosting the power.
Oh, see the six
Cables
Yeah,
are
six
actually
set of
in front of
cables
us.
here.
这边就是从刚才我们那个开发室的，它汇集了以后，通过电缆到这边来，这边是我们地下侧，目前这边还是35千伏。
Still 35,000.
Still 35,000, and
On this side.
that's the same cable that we just saw on the first
Downstairs,
floor,
yeah.
downstairs on the first floor. But when it goes through this giant guy behind it,
The booster, the
the
voltage
booster,
booster.
the booster
Yeah.
behind
So
it.
it goes from this side through the booster to the other side. It changes. So on that side it will be
110,000 voltage. Yeah.
那我们去那边看一下。
对，
Let's
待会
go
我们
over
到
on
对侧
the
可以看，
side.
那边就是
So we can see there are
升压到
six
高压。
cables, and on that side, how many cables will it be?
I actually really want to touch those cables.
Really? Now you are brave.
Yeah,
You were
we-
climbing the
The
stairs and
thing
you were
is,
shaking,
we should.
and now you want to touch the
Come on, 1100.
110,000.
110,000 voltage. Oh my God! Because here in China, at
Go
a domestic
for it.
no, I can't. At domestic home, we do 220
Yeah,
voltage
yeah.
At home. Different countries have different standards.
So I have a question for you.
Sure.
I'm not sure. So we do 220 volt,
in
and
in
here-
home in China, yeah.
Yes, and here, the wind turbine generates the electricity, which is
690
690
voltage. Volts,
Why
yeah.
do we boost them so many times? So to 35,000 and then
Right.
to 110,000 volts, and then we'll boost them again when it arrives on the shore. Why do we do this to transmit the?
That's a really good question. So maybe you can leave your comments on our Facebook
Yeah.
and social media platforms and YouTube. Tell us, why do we need
I'm sure you
Why
probably
do we need
learned
a-
that before in your physics
in
lesson.
physics class?
Yeah.
Why do we need a booster? Why
Yeah.
do we need a booster to transmit the power from one place to another, even though you don't need that much at home?
Yeah. 那陶老师，我们想问一下哈，就是为什么我们要经过这么多次升压呢？因为那边是产生的是690伏，然后我们家用的实际上是220伏。我们为什么要有一个升压然后再降压的过程？
是这样的，就是我们风机发出也是690伏，然后通过每台风机它自身就有个相变变压器就升压到35，然后通过35会有这边的开关柜，然后再到我们主变这边升压。实际上最主要的目的还是我们最终送到陆地上那个长距离的一个输出是为了降低损耗，就可能最经济性的。这样的话，我们电能传输过程降低损耗。
So that would say, so the transmission of a relatively higher voltage of electricity
Can reduce the power losses.
can reduce the
from
power
loss.
losses.
Yeah.
That's a common sense. to some people, that's a common sense.
Did you get it right? Let us know if you get it right.
I hope people will have creative comments over there at Facebook. I can't wait to see.
So back to these. These are 3 cables. Over there were 6, and these are the 110,000 voltage cable.
But you know what? When they got transmitted to the land,
It will be boosted again.
It will be boosted again before they got really sent to the general
They will boost
power
it
grid.
to, I think the first step would be 220,000 volts, and then there will be higher booster from there.
And then to your home.
Yeah.
All right.
This is amazing.
Well, this is
gigantic
relatively high tech to me, but I really wanted to see the beautiful view outside.
I thought you were going to say I still want to touch it.
Do you want to touch it? Well, I think it will be fine if you touch it, but the thing is, we don't have to.
Yeah, we don't.
We
have
just
to.
don't have
I
to.
mean, we can, but there's no need. It's not
There's no
necessary.
need.
Yeah.
It's not necessary.
We
Okay.
still want to show you the better view.
All right.
那我们上楼吧。
那我们上楼。
Yeah. So they have a balcony on the top of this booster station, and we're going up to give you a fantastic view of the wind farm, of the ocean.
All right. So more exercise.
So that was second floor, and then we're going to the 4th floor, which is the top floor, the balcony, the patio, whatever you call it.
Think about it. When you work in this station, you climb up and down every day.
It's a really good exercise.
Yeah, there's
Workout
no
every day.
elevator.
But I mean, for 4th floor, you don't need an elevator actually.
But if you think about it, if you climb up and down, I mean, you have different missions from here to there. That's a
That's why
relative
they're
amount of
all
work.
so skinny,
Yeah.
Oh my god, wow!
That's
Wow,
so
the scenery.
so beautiful view.
This is brilliant.
唐老师，我们这个就可以看到很大的一片这个风电机组了，是吧？
对。
啊，真的很漂亮。我看有的是在转，有的是不在转，这是什么原
因为
因呢？
今天的风速比较小，不具备起机的条件，但是你可以看说今天天气非常好。
对。
So you can see some of the wind turbines are spinning,
Yep.
but most of them are not, because today we have a relatively peaceful day,
Yeah.
so there's no need to make it turn. But in the windy days, when they get started to work, and there will be another different fascinating view.
Yeah.
Let's walk around.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, I can
there
see
are two
people
stop
working over there. Look at that.
What are they? 您好。
Let's go talk to him.
哎，
Hello.
您好。我们来了解一下，您这边是在做什么呢？
我们在做一个收压站气象设备的一个检查工作。
So they are checking the facility of this booster station.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious, interested about his daily work, his daily life here.
Yeah. What do you usually do?
您平时在这边主要都是做哪些工作啊？
我们主要呢要对这个要维护好这个升压站设备的一些稳定运行，做好现场的一些巡检工作、运行分析，还有一些设备的切换工作。
Okay. So
So,
to maintain.
General maintenance
Yes.
of the equipment over here. I know that they generally don't need maintenance, especially when it comes to when this entire facility is ready. 所以现在应该是几乎是一个无人的状态，是吧？
对我们升压站正常都是少人值守或者是无人值守。
那你们大概会多久去完成一次所有的设备这样的检测？
我们正常1周要进行一次全面的一些巡检工作。
So they only need to work on this, do the maintenance checking once a week.
Yeah.
But before this entire infrastructure was ready, there were a lot of work that they need to done over here. 正在建的时候，你那个时候的工作状态是什么样的？
那时候正在生产准备阶段呢，我们就相对来说比较辛苦一点，因为我们正常要在海上持续待上3天甚至1周的时间。那个时候呢，如果要是执行任务的期间呢，可能说船舶要是返港避风，因为有大风嘛， 我们可能就要没有补给了，然后在升压站上可能就要维持一下，就是吃一些泡面啊，或者是自热米饭之类的东西。
So when power station was under construction, they have to stay for 3 to 7 days, and sometimes when when there's severe weather, when they were in the shortage of food, well, they have to do something. They have to eat something like really rough, like instant noodles or biscuits or other things. 所以是很辛苦的哈。
Yeah, so they stayed here. Can you imagine they stayed here for 3 days, where he has stayed here for 1 week?
And
Where
when
did
you
you
have nobody to
sleep? 您在
talk
哪里
to.
睡觉啊？
我们正常都是自带一个睡袋，然后可能就睡在走廊上面。
Wow.
So do you miss your home? 你想家吗？
肯定会想家的呀，因为我们可能在海上待了很长时间，可能1个多月就回不了家，肯定会有点想家。
Sometimes he gets really homesick when he sleeps here, for not only on this station. I mean, he can be, working on the ocean for as long as a month, and he can't go back home to meet his family there.
So that's the ordinary status of how they call themselves wind energy people. That's the daily routine of
That's their
them.
spirit.
唐老师，我想问一下，这是我们正常的风电人工作的日常吗？
对，是我们风电人一个日常的一个状态。像他们，小伙子也比较多，确实也蛮辛苦的，可能也有些流亡也好。但是目前我们国家正在达峰碳中和，达到3060的一个目标。所以说，我们作为这个新能源事业的一份子，因为我们华能集团在整个全国响应国家的号召这些布局，所以说我们作为这一份子还是感到自豪。
They're still very proud of what they are doing, I would say. And also imagine this is a booster station that is already ready, but there are many places that is still under construction like that. As we just mentioned, just last year, China has contributed half of the global supply of the power energy. So it's the entire construction of infrastructure is really fast. So imagine there are thousands or even millions of people who are really devoted into this wind energy consumption industry to reach just one simple goal, but it's actually not simple at all.
Yeah, it's really hard to reach.
Yeah, so that's what a great sacrifices. I would really want to pay tribute to them. 谢谢你们，感谢你
Really
们向你
appreciate
学习。
it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. All right.
Have a
Do you know why we have to stay here at Rudon? What's the speciality of having Rudon be one of the major powerhouse?
because we already have, like you said, we already have a lot of the onshore wind farms, but offshore wind farms have a lot of the advantages comparing to the onshore ones. First, they don't occupy land resources, which is very valuable, and then they are unaffected by the topography and land shape, land forms, and also on the sea off the shore, there will be the higher wind speed. There will be richer wind energy resources, and also you can see the wind turbine is actually larger. The
Larger
offshore
than
ones.
this. So it's just behind us. This guy, it's relatively far away from us, but if you got a chance to get closer, the entire thing is more than 30 stories floor. So it's
Building
a
of
really,
30 stories.
yeah, stories. So it's very, very tall, and also the diameter is about 100 of the blade is about 130 meters, and that's
Wow. So think about the size when it spins.
given the size when it spins. 4 football playgrounds.
Wow, football playground, soccer playground.
Yeah, and also, guess when it spins one round, how much power is being generated?
I would say, looking from here, it looks pretty slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think considering the size, it's so big. I would say each round can, provide enough electricity for me, at least for a day.
At least for you, it's actually 6 kilowatt hours. So it's more like a family of 3 for entire day.
So for my
one
family.
one spin will generate the power enough for your family of 3.
Well, just as we are speaking, it has already spent many rounds So
course.
yeah, so how many households?
And given the fact there are thousands of them.
Yeah, and I was just saying, China Huaneng has the Asia's largest offshore wind farm, and it has 150 wind turbines in total, and these 150 wind turbines can generate electricity enough for 1 million households for a year.
Wow.
Wow, that can provide enough electricity for a small town for a year.
For a year, and certainly there are many cutting-edge technologies right behind it. So from this episodes of Tides of Change, we really can see China's future, the industrial upgrade. Yeah.
Exactly, and right now I think we are towards the end of this live stream, and also this is the last episode of the Tides of Change series. We have made 3 parts already, 3 seasons. So in these 3
Really?
seasons,
Are we done? No
so
more.
sad, right? I'm about to cry. So along the 3 seasons, we've walked along, the China's east coastal line from the South China Sea to the East China Sea, and now to Yellow Sea and the Bohai Sea.
Right. I can still remember in the first season of Tides of Change, we did
That was in
marine.
April.
That was still
Half
in
a
April.
year
Yeah,
ago.
half a
It
year
feels
ago.
like yesterday.
Yeah, we did the underwater live streaming. We did the coral planting in South China Sea, and it shows China's capacity to explore the deep blue.
Yeah, and what impresses me most in the second season, in the second part, was when we, visited the large yellow croaker breeding center in the middle of the ocean, and that actually shows, the entrepreneurship of the East China Sea.
And today we are here at the wind farm for the season 3 of Tides of Change. Through the entire season, we see so many stories of industrial upgrade and industrial development.
Yeah.
And this episode really shows China's future.
And for all these 3 seasons, for all Tides of Change series, a lot of people are asking us, what are you really looking at along the coastal line?
Yeah,
Well,
what do you want to say, right?
I would say, for more than half a year, I've seen the beautiful scenery along the sea. I've seen the new technology, the high technology, and I've also seen the tolerance and the openness of China's coastal cities.
We give you a bigger picture. We tell you some of the history, but also we look at the present. We also focus on ordinary people and to see people how they thrive for a better life and a better future.
So I would say I really, really appreciate it. And thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for joining us, for following Tides of Change, for following our special series, and for your accompany along our entire trip.
And you're still very welcome to continue following CGTN for our future shows. And we hope to see you again in the future in our next trip. All right, Tides of Change, Season 3. That's the end of it, and that's also the end of all 3 seasons of Tides of Change.
Yep, but
It's
we'll
time
have
to say
more
goodbye.
stories. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.